Hey guys! So today I'm going to do a first impressions video featuring some Milani products that I just purchased recently. I'm going to try out the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 Foundation plus Concealer, and I have the shade 01 Creamy Vanilla. And I'm also going to try out the Milani Prime Perfection Face Primer. This is the Hydrating and Pore Minimizing Primer, and it is oil-free. I'm going to try that out. And then I'm also going to try out the Milani Make It Last Setting Spray, Prime plus Correct plus Set, and it says it has 16-hour wear. So I'm going to try out this one as well. So if you would like to see my first impressions and reviews on these three products, then please keep watching. So I'm going to start out by putting the primer on my face. I already prepped my face with moisturizer and some eye cream. I always go for the Origins Ginseng Moisturizer. It's the energy boosting moisturizer. And then for my under eyes, I use the Origins Ginseng Refreshing Eye Cream. I really like using these just to prep my face. Unless I'm trying out something new, I always basically go for these two. And now I'm going to go in with the Milani Prime Perfection Face Primer. It's a white primer like that. And I'm just going to apply this all over my face. So this is supposed to be hydrating and pore minimizing. So it says use alone or under any makeup to extend the wear. And it says that it primes skin to create a smooth canvas before applying any foundation, hydrates skin and creates a natural finish, reduces redness and the appearance of enlarged pores. It is lightweight with a non-greasy feel, and it does not clog pores. I hope that those all end up working. So I really hope that it actually hydrates my skin and reduces redness and reduces the size of my pores. So I'm gonna try this out. So first off, I don't really like the smell of it. It smells really strong, like kind of a chemical scent. But if it ends up working, I can look past the scent because it's not too bad. It's just not like a good scent. So when I put it on my skin, it definitely feels hydrating for a primer. A lot of primers that I have, other than the Too Faced Hanover RX primer, most of my primers feel more pore minimizing and mattifying. So this one feels a lot more hydrating. I'll be surprised if it ends up making my pores look smaller, just because it doesn't feel like the type of primer that is going to work to reduce my pores. And since it is so hydrating, it feels like it's just soaking into my skin. That's why I'm using a lot, because usually with a primer, if it's one of those more mattifying type primers, I don't need to use that much. I basically could just put a little bit on over my entire face. But this one, since it's so moisturizing, it almost feels like a moisturizer or a lotion. So it feels like it's just soaking into my skin pretty quickly. So I feel like I need to use a lot to make sure I get it everywhere. So after applying the primer and letting it sit a little bit on my face, I do think it helped a little bit with my redness. It's kind of hard to tell if it reduced the size of my pores. With other primers that are pore minimizing, I could tell a difference more. This one, it's not very noticeable, but maybe once I put foundation on top of it, it'll look different. Okay, so now for foundation, I'm using the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 Foundation plus Concealer. And I have the shade 01, which is Creamy Vanilla. So on the bottle, on the back, it says that this foundation is medium to full coverage. It's lightweight with an oil-free formula, and it says it's long-wearing, water-resistant, and sweat-proof. So I'm hoping that this is going to be the right shade for me. I think that this is the lightest shade that they had on Target's website, but on Milani's website, I saw that they have a shade lighter than this. I think it's just 00 instead of 01, but I was worried that that one might be too light and too pink. I'm not sure. So this is how much product comes out in one pump. And as you can see, it looks like a very thick formula. It like made a little dollop like sour cream. So I'm just going to start out with one pump and see how that goes. I'll probably be adding more though, because that's not very much. To blend it out, I'm going to use my beauty blender. This is a damp beauty blender. It's nice and fat, so I can use it. Oh, do any of you have the pink beauty blender and when you wash it, some of the dye comes out? Because that happens to me. Every time I wash this with soap and water, some pink dye comes out when I squeeze it out. It's really weird. I don't know why, because I would think that there wouldn't be any dye left to come out of it once it's done. But I have heard that the red one has a lot of dye that comes out, and I haven't tried that one. But I haven't heard that about the pink one, so let me know if that happens to you. So I'm just going to dab some like this. Start applying it. I think this actually might be the right color because it definitely looks neutral to warm toned rather than cool toned. It's really weird though, because when I looked on Milani's website, they described this shade as having a pink undertone, and I do not see a pink undertone. Personally, I feel like this looks very yellow, but that's good for me because I don't want it to be cool undertone, but it's kind of weird because that's how it's described on the website. So this foundation is very thick, but it has a lot of pigmentation to it. And I only put that little bit, and I'm blending it out on my, basically the whole left side of my face. So this definitely has a lot of coverage. It's very pigmented. with just a little bit of product. And even though it's a very thick foundation, it actually blended out really easily. I actually really like how it looks so far. Okay, so far I'm really liking this foundation. I think it blends out so easily and I think it has really good coverage. Even though it's a thick foundation, I'm surprised by how well it is blending out. So I just put one more pump on the back of my hand and I'm going to put some on this side. I'm going to make sure I blend it under my chin and down my neck because it does look a little bit yellow, kind of really yellow. So I want to make sure everything looks blended. So after putting on that foundation, I do really like the finish and how easily it blends on the skin. And I would definitely say it is a medium to full coverage, almost borderline just full coverage foundation because I feel like it has so much pigmentation to it and just a little bit of product, and it blends really easily though, and it doesn't look cakey or heavy on the skin. It blends really nicely into your skin and doesn't really settle in your pores or emphasize any dryness. I'm really happy with this so far. The only thing is it does look a little bit yellow, like it makes it look like I'm wearing a kind of like a yellow mask. I don't know. In person it doesn't look as yellow, but for some reason on camera I feel like it looks pretty yellow. But I'm hoping that once I set it with setting powder and do the rest of my makeup, it will kind of tone it down a little bit. So I'm just going to finish up the rest of my makeup, and then once I'm done, I'll let you guys see how it looks, and then I'll continue with the makeup setting spray. So I'll be right back. So I finished putting on all the rest of my makeup, so now I'm ready for some setting spray. So I'm going to use the Make It Last setting spray from Milani, and this is the Prime, Correct, and Set spray. Actually, I could have used this on my face before I put anything on to see how it works as a primer, but I'll do that next time. I forgot about that. The bottle, basically it just says to hold the bottle 8 to 10 inches away from your face and spray in a zigzag formation. Do not spray directly into eyes. It says that it 3-in-1 primes, corrects, and sets. It gives you up to 16 hours of wear, and it's a lightweight spray that locks in makeup and keeps color from fading and settling into creases. It has a really good spray. It sprays pretty finely and it sprays very like misty, like it goes kind of everywhere in a cloud, but it's very easy to control. It's not like one of those where you spray it and it's like little drops coming out. I like how it smells. It just smells really fresh and clean. It doesn't smell like chemicals or anything, so it smells pretty nice. Just looking at my face after spraying it, it didn't disrupt my makeup or anything. So I'll check back in with you guys in a little bit just to let you know how it wears and let you know my final thoughts. So I'm just checking back in with you guys. I've been wearing this makeup for a couple hours and I do really like how it's lasted on my face. I think that they were all pretty good and I really was impressed by the foundation. I think the foundation was probably the best out of the three, but I do also like the primer and the setting spray. I think that they work really well. Especially the setting spray smells really good and it has a really good mist on it. I hope that this helps if you are interested in trying any of these products out, and they are all affordable products because they are all from the drugstore. I got all 3 of these from Target, and these are actually the first products I've ever tried from Milani. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!